I spent 23 years as an executive at Pennsylvania Paper. So we are the real paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania, right? So that's where the linkage is back to the office. My job within the organization was revenue development or growth. So I spent most of my time focused on sales and marketing within the organization. I'll never forget that day that we got notification that NBC and Comcast was coming in to talk to us about this television show they were going to make. And some folks from NBC came down, and John Krasinski was actually one of the actors that came down to see what it was like to kind of be in the paper business within Scranton. So they were really only there for a day. And they recognized that the relationship that they had with us was strong enough that they could call us whenever they wanted to get stuff that they needed for the show. We were super excited the fact that our tower was the opening shot of the TV show. But then quickly we were disappointed because the TV show didn't really go anywhere in that first season. So we kind of wrote it off. We were like, yeah, see, no one really wanted to watch that TV show. But by the second season and the third season, when it really began to gain popularity, people were kind of pouring in floods to visit Scranton as a whole and our business specifically. So we knew that we were connected to something that was much bigger than ourselves. And frankly, we were kind of a little nobody regional paper company historically. And so to have kind of this national attention was really interesting. In the height of the office, when the television was at its most popular, we had probably 12 to 20 families that would visit our offices on a daily basis. They would come, they would want to get their picture taken in front of the tower. They would come into our lobby where we have this, again, big Dunder Mifflin sign that was signed off by a lot of the cast members that had visited us over time. Tidbit, by the way, can I just say that my office sat right underneath that tower. So I was really excited when all the people would come and kind of pose right in front of my office to take their family photos. We had a good working relationship with NBC Comcast in that we would supply them with a lot of the products that you would see in the show. So if you saw someone have something like a Froggy 101 mug, or they would talk about Cooper's and they would have kind of the box of the takeout box from Cooper's, we would get that for them and we would actually ship it to California where they filmed the show. Every time we sent them materials that we kind of gathered from Scranton, kind of a goodies box that they would use on the TV show, they always sent us a goodies box back of paraphernalia. So we've got a full office of that, for lack of a better term. And I'll never forget when the office was going through the process of wrapping up their final season, they did a really big event. All the cast members came to Scranton. And they did this big parade, kind of through town. And there were thousands of people that came from around the U.S. to visit, kind of Scranton and our building. And we had open houses and people. And it was just so neat that we got to step outside of our day-to-day, our drudgery, for lack of a better term, and kind of celebrate, who we were and who we had become culturally within the U.S.